on the biggest MMO server in Minecraft, with 1.5 years of progress, grinding, and effort put into the game by millions of players, there have been some unsatisfied players. Not every game can be awesome, but some people say that the entire game should be reset because it has gone too wrong, due to things such as, Dream will join the server. People have become too powerful in the game, and it will encourage new players to try the game. But many others claim that it should not be reset, saying that many people would quit, and it would only benefit a small part of the player base. And the game is perfectly fine as it is. However, a few people are curious as to what exactly would happen if Skyblock would reset anyways. With all profiles, items, and everything deleted. The game updates would stay, but nobody would have anything. What would happen? How would the player base react? Would the game ever recover? Today, we will be attempting to answer these questions, and more. Imagine that the day is February 22, 2021, on afternoon. 50,000 players are online, doing regular activities. When suddenly, everyone is kicked from the game. At first, everyone thinks that it's just a game update, and it's time to refresh the admin's Twitter pages. But it's not an update. A few moments later, Skyblock is open again, and everyone comes back to find that their profiles are gone. And not just their profile. Every profile has been deleted. Upon checking the auction house, there are no items. Same with the bazaar. As expected, everyone begins panicking. Maybe it was just another mistake with the servers, and the admins would correct this as soon as possible. A few minutes later, the admins post the new patch notes. Everything was deleted due to the servers being blown up, and everyone would have to restart. Due to this, 37% of the active player base quits the game. This is where they draw the line. 27% of the player base continues to play the game as if nothing happens. 14% would still play, but quit shortly after because the damage has been done. And 21% of the player base will try hard the game to earn all that has been lost. Basically, the Skyblock community will lose about half of its active players. Now that we've gotten the player reaction out of the way, let's talk about the economy of Skyblock after the reset. For this section of the video, we have a guest speaker, otherwise known as Hell Castle, who has had experience with economy. Speaking of castle, up to 150 people can fit in a single medieval castle. Meaning you can fit my current sub count into 520 castles. The sub goal for 2022 is 1,000 castles of subscribers. It would be so cool if we could hit this goal. Please subscribe. Anyways, back to the video. Immediately after the reset, the only source of coins would be from the scavenger enchant, scavenger talisman, and selling items to NPCs. Speaking of coins, coins would be much more valuable after the reset, and item prices would be much lower. Some people may begin IRL trading by buying gems from the store, trading them for booster cookies, and selling them to people. But they won't be sold for 1.5 million coins. Literally nobody will have coins, so the IRL traders would have to sell the booster cookies for lower prices. A much better option would be to consume the booster cookies to gain bits, and then trade the bits for god potions, which would be very useful in the early game. The remaining player base, especially the 21% of the player base who would sweat the game in case it resets, would try to progress through the game as fast as possible. Most people would rush to get combat level 12 to unlock the end dimension. In just a few hours, with the help of the god potion, people will be one-shotting zealots. People who can farm zealots will then try to get summoning eyes, so they can start farming dragons for valuable dragon armor, and the aspect of the dragon, which will be quite important. The first pieces of dragon armor and dragon swords will probably start appearing within a day of Skyblock being reset. The prices of aforementioned items will be very unpredictable when they are first obtained. There will be very few of them and demand will be very high, even though everyone is broke. Dragon loot prices will change by hundreds of thousands of coins every hour or so. On the other hand, you have crop farmers and minion users. Minions and crops are one of the biggest causes of inflation, as you can sell their drops to NPCs, which adds more coins into the game. Some people who are interested in getting dragon loot from dragon fighting, will place minions down and begin farming crops, which could make a few 100,000 coins per hour in the early game. As more coins are added into the game, people will be more willing to spend coins on useful items. And inflation will start to happen again. After more people get decent gear, the next step is to play dungeons. The final floor of dungeons rewards some of the best gear in the game, but to survive the final floor, you need gear from floor 6. And to survive floor 6, you need stuff from floor 5. And so on. People would also have to reach high catacomb levels in order to consistently beat floor 7, and more effort will be needed to get S+, which is required to get a chance of obtaining a Necron handle, or Wither armor. Some predictions say that it will take about a month for the first Hyperion to begin existing after the reset. Beyond that, as more items and coins are created, the economy will stabilize, and everything will return to normal in a few months. Or will it? Remember how I said that half of the current player base will quit in case the game resets? Would it cause the game to die, or will the community get more members back? Whether the game dies or not depends on how many YouTubers continue to make videos on the game, and how many updates the admins release. If the majority of Skyblock YouTubers quit the game and the admins all mysteriously disappear, the game is doomed. But if the admins and YouTubers keep the community interested, then the game might survive a reset and get new players. Speaking of YouTubers, which YouTubers would quit the game in case Skyblock resets? Menacing Banana has switched to Destiny 2. 30 Virus will probably just begin a new profile. Toadstar says, probably. He is also attempting to make commentary videos on Sky Wars and other stuff, so he'll probably switch to that when Skyblock is gone. Akinsoft already quit. Hell Castle would play more than ever. Mash Clash would too. Same with Dragoon. Timedio would be a goner. Same with 50 Million Midas. Prix is already gone. All of the other YouTubers on this list have already stopped making Skyblock videos, or were out of contact. As for the updates, there have been 37 major updates in the span of 590 days since release, giving an average of 16 days per update. The frequency of major updates was the highest when the admins released community projects, which is where the players can donate resources to help NPCs upgrade buildings in the village. Except it was the admins doing all the work all along, because whenever a community project received enough donations, the admins would release the update. With this system, updates happened every 1 to 2 weeks. This was seen quite positively by the forums, and the game could remain active after the reset if the admins did community projects again. Finally, let's talk about how Skyblock resetting would impact other game modes on Hypixel, and also other games in general. As we all know, Bed Wars is catching up to Skyblock in terms of concurrent players, and there are many alternative MMOs to Hypixel Skyblock, such as Winecraft, the sandbox server featured in Dragoon's video, and others. Of the people that will quit in case the game resets, a lot of them are interested in playing games that are similar to Skyblock. Some of the people who quit will probably stop playing Minecraft altogether. About a quarter of the people who will quit, will go to Sky Wars or Bed Wars, boosting their player count by a few thousand players, or maybe even more than 10,000. Other game modes, such as the Pit, Housing, and This, will receive 5% of the players who quit. About 8% of the players who quit will begin playing Winecraft, boosting their player count by a few hundred. Other random Minecraft servers and SMPs will get 9% of the quitting players. And over half of the players who quit will play games outside of Minecraft, such as Grand Theft Auto or CSGO. Depending on whether Skyblock dies or stays active after reset, the players who quit Skyblock might return in a few weeks or months. If Skyblock is unredeemable, then Winecraft shall be proclaimed as the biggest MMO server in Minecraft. And that's basically the prediction for what will happen if Skyblock is reset. In reality, We may never know if the admins plan to reset this game, and if any admins are watching this. Thanks for watching. Anyways, that's all for today. Goodbye, and also check out the other thingies I created. Goodbye and